but I'm impressed with what it took for us to get to this day. I grew up a stone's throw from here. I knew the location. I knew it as a forest. I knew it as kudzu. I knew it as a dark area. To see what it has become and to see the people and the families in the area brings delight, joy to my heart. If you look at the names on the speaker list today and you think about Atlanta, you can think about this as a mixture of gumbo. You'll see the local, you'll see state, you'll see federal partners, and you'll see a sprinkle of a whole lot of Atlanta habitat and a little bit of Jimmy Carter, and boom, we got affordable housing in a real way. So I want to welcome you to District 12. I want to welcome you to Atlanta. I want to say thank you again to Atlanta Habitat for choosing the south side of Atlanta to make your footprint.
Thank you, Councilman. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Council Member. So next, I'd like to bring up our City Council President, Doug Shipman, to also make a few remarks. So, Council President.
Good morning. Well, I want to say it is a pleasure to be here. Councilmember Lewis, Senator Ossoff, always good to see you. Good to see friends from the state, from the school system, Alan, everybody from Habitat. You know, it is no secret that families are struggling with affordable housing in Atlanta. It's also no secret that the city of Atlanta is putting an enormous amount of time and energy and resources into trying to make sure that we have more affordable housing for our residents. And that's why the projects where the city council, the federal government, and all the great organizations that we have, like Habitat for Humanity, partnering together to upgrade the quality of life, that's why these projects are so important and why I'm so excited when they come to fruition. Senator Ossoff has partnered with us on so many things. And on this, Senator Ossoff and his entire team have partnered with the community after they have heard time and time again about the importance of affordable housing in the city of Atlanta. And now I appreciate that Senator Ossoff is delivering these funds to ensure that families in the Orchard Knob community have a place to call home and they can continue to prosper and to help us move our city forward. The last thing that our families should worry about is where their kids lay their heads at night. And we also know that one of the biggest impediments to education is housing insecurity. And so this isn't just about the families, but it's about our school system and it's about our economy. And it's so important that the federal government and our local communities are partnering together so that these projects can arrive and they can transform communities like Councilmember Lewis talked about. And so I'm very proud to be here today. I'm very grateful and want to say thank you. I can't wait to see the 20 families who get their homes and who build their new lives. And these are the kinds of projects that we're going to continue to partner on so that our city continues to grow for everyone. Thank you so much to everybody who made this happen.
Thanks, Doug.
Thank you. All right, so next I'd like to bring up Joshua Humphreys. Joshua serves as the mayor's policy advisor on housing, and to say a few words and comments. So, Josh?
Good morning, everyone. First, I just want to say this is a great day for us. Every day we're building and delivering affordable housing in Atlanta is a great day. When the mayor took office, we set a goal to build or preserve 20,000 units of affordable housing. And you don't build that overnight. You don't build that all at once. It takes projects like this, one after another, to make that happen. And you also don't build 20,000 units without the collective effort from the federal, state, local level partners like Atlanta Habitat. So I want to thank you, Senator and Alan, because Atlanta truly is a group project, and the mayor says that all the time, and I don't think that's any more true than when it comes to affordable housing. So thank you for this day and this opportunity to be here and to celebrate really a great project that brings affordable for-sale housing to Atlanta. Thank you.
Thanks, Josh. So that's actually a great segue for me to talk about what we do at Atlanta Habitat for Humanity. So I'm Dr. Alan Ferguson. I have the pleasure and the honor of serving as President and CEO of Atlanta Habitat for Humanity. We've been active in Atlanta and Southern Fulton County for the past 40 years. Last year was our 40th anniversary. And we consider ourselves to be the most prolific provider of deeply affordable home ownership within the city and the metropolitan area. So during our tenure, we've completed just shy of 1,800 homes and literally helped thousands of homeowners and thousands of families really achieve their dream, not only of home ownership, but really using that home as a pathway to transform the rest of their lives and to enjoy a quality of life that they only imagined and dreamed of. So we're very, very thankful for this moment. And as Josh mentioned, Atlanta is a group project. We don't do this without the support from community, the support from our donors, and the support from our team. So, the encouragement and the guidance from our board and our board of advisors, my fantastic Atlanta Habitat team, who helps them make the magic happen. And in this particular instance, led by Candace Jordan, our Chief Development Officer, but as well as the people who come in each day, every day, committed to the mission. So I'd like to personally thank Peggy Still Johnson for her leadership, for applying for this opportunity and really pursuing it and working with Senator's office, which has been fantastic to work with, and creating this opportunity. So without further ado, I would like to bring up Senator Ossoff to make a few remarks about the reason why we're here today. So,
Thank you, Alan. Thank you. And I would like to ask that we all just take a moment to show our appreciation to Alan and Candace and Peggy and the whole team at Habitat for Humanity who are working so hard to provide and ensure there's affordable housing for Atlanta residents. Thank you for your work. Thank you so much for all that you do. And it's really all in the name of the organization, Habitat for Humanity. Human beings need safe, healthy, affordable places to live. And we can never take for granted a roof over our heads, a safe community for our children. These are the fundamentals, and for too many families in Georgia and across the country, it's out of reach. And so when Habitat for Humanity brought to my office this proposal for federal funding to build on the extraordinary work they've done here in Browns Mill Village, working closely with the councilman, the council president, state leaders, local leaders, I asked my team to do everything in our power to support this project. And so today I'm pleased to announce that I've appropriated $2 million in federal funds to support the construction of an additional 20 homes here in the Browns Mill Village community that will be affordable and accessible for Atlanta residents who urgently need affordable housing. This is a beautiful place and a beautiful space. On a beautiful day like this one, you can imagine how many wonderful family stories and how many beautiful community stories will be built in the roads and homes around us. And that's what Georgians deserve: a safe, healthy, affordable community. And so with these $2 million of federal funds that have now been passed by the U.S. Senate, passed by the U.S. House, signed into law by the President of the United States, the construction of affordable housing in this community will continue. In a moment, I'm going to ask Alan to come back and give a little more detail on what that means, how many homes are going to be constructed with this federal support, and what affordability means in the context of these homes. But I had the pleasure of spending some time in one of these homes just a moment ago. This is the kind of place, the kind of space that Georgia families need and deserve. And so that's why I've appropriated these funds. Again, the news today, I have appropriated with support from Republicans and Democrats in Congress these $2 million to support the construction of 20 additional affordable homes here in the Browns Mill Village development. And I'll just close by saying it matters that we got this done with support from both parties in Washington. I know that the political environment seems so polarized, it even seems hateful, but this initiative was passed with support from Republicans and Democrats and signed into law by the President because of the great work that Alan and Candace and Peggy did, bringing to my office a proposal that could inspire national support and bipartisan support. Thank you all so much. And Alan, could you just share a few more details on what these homes will cost, what the construction timeline might be, and some of the questions I would imagine members of the press would have? And then I'll come back and answer any of your questions on this or any other subject.
Thank you, Senator. Yes, so where you're standing, Brownsville Village, as I mentioned, is our first planned mixed income homeownership community. This is what I describe as phase one, chapter one of what we're building. So in this development, you'll see under construction 139 homes. 75 of those homes are going to be single family detached habitat homes for our homeowners, but we're also partnering with a great home ownership developer in Cityscape, and they're building attainable workforce housing as well. And those are the attached homes that you see that are currently under construction. So we started this project really, in late 2021, and been underway ever since. The targeted completion for phase one will be next year in 2025, and we'll immediately roll into phase two. And that's what where the congressional directed spending that Senator Ossoff has, really championed, for us in getting us passed. That's where it's really going to help us, because we're going to be able to accelerate the development of phase two, and that means, very soon we'll begin building an additional 32 habitat homes in this community. And so with that funding, it'll support the first 20 homes that will be under construction. So I really need to, take a moment to really talk about Habitat and really what we do. We use a donor volunteer model. So we take community, corporations, churches, civic groups, individuals that come together and decide they want to provide an opportunity for homeownership for their neighbors. And when they do that, we take those resources along with the effort, the sweat, the tears of our volunteers, and we combine those and we create a fantastic opportunity for a homeowner, for a family that'll last generations. So through that model, we're able to offer a 0% 30-year mortgage to our homeowners. I'll say that again, 0% 30-year mortgage to our homeowners. Yes. And that's the means where we create deep affordability for our homeowners. So on average, they'll pay for their home housing costs between $750 and maybe $875 per month, and they own that home. That's less than it costs for an affordable one-bedroom apartment. And we're providing them an opportunity not only to have a quality, safe place to stay, but a place to call their own and a stakehold in this particular city. So very happy to answer any additional questions.
And if I might also want,
yes.
Alan, I'd just like to acknowledge as well State Representative Kim Schofield, who's here and has been a strong supporter of this project. We have Fulton County Commissioner Natalie Hall, as well as former APS Board Chair Eshek Collins. So if you have any questions on this or any other subject, now's the time.
We'll start here. We have a lot of reporters, so we'll just go this way. I was wondering if you could give your thoughts on the U.S. Senate's, this past Tuesday, the U.S. Senate hearing about the postal problems that people.
Yeah, we're going to have Postmaster General DeJoy come and testify in public before the Homeland Security Committee, on which I sit. And I urge that we bring him to testify as soon as possible, and he's coming this week. And the Postmaster General owes answers to Georgians about the unacceptable performance at the Palmetto facility that's resulted in Georgians not receiving their prescriptions, that's resulted in Georgians being unable to pay their bills, that's resulted in businesses losing thousands of dollars of revenues. So I think the Postmaster General should expect, when he comes and testifies before the Homeland Security Committee on Tuesday, some very tough questions from me on behalf of Georgia residents who are disappointed in his performance.
Also related to the postal issues, this is obviously a big concern for a lot of folks. As you said, you've got a lot of folks really not able to get their mail, and it's highly matter their medications. It's been 2 months, but really nothing has been done. I mean, have you heard anything? I know you launched an inquiry. Have you heard anything from the United States Postal Service about what's going on?
The inquiry is still underway, and I don't have updates to share publicly at this time. It is the responsibility of the U.S. Postal Service to deliver the mail on time. Let me just say that postal workers across Georgia are working their hearts out every day to deliver the mail. This is about management. This is about leadership. This is about leadership of the USPS at a national level. And so that's why I urged that the U.S. Senate bring the Postmaster General before us live and under oath to answer these questions that Georgians have about his performance here in the Peach State.
Channel 2.
Hi.
Writing on your notes. About the housing, what's the eligibility? Do you have any good insights on
Alan?
Right. So in regards to eligibility, we do have income requirements. And so at a minimum, because they are taking on a mortgage, we expect our families to earn roughly about $33,000 a year. And the maximum really tops out right around just over $80,000 a year in terms of household income. Now that varies by the size of the household. But there are other requirements as well. It's not as simple as just completing an application. It is, every homeowner is different and every homeowner's journey is different, but we're with them along that entire process. So we have a 12-month program where they engage in homebuyer education, becoming prepared to be a homeowner, but that also includes financial literacy classes. It also includes our home care classes, so they learn how to make minor repairs and maintenance on their homes, again, preserving affordability for the long term, as well as classes where they learn different skills, but also what we think is really key in building community is that they learn skills around being an engaged citizen. So even in this community, we already have residents that are living here that are engaged in the homeowners association, they're engaged in the neighborhood planning unit, and even throughout our history, we've had some of our homeowners become so civically engaged, they've even run for office and are serving in elected office right now. So we really, really believe in creating community, and the process that we take our homeowners through really reinforces not just being a great steward of your home, but being a great steward of your neighborhood and your community.
Does anyone want to add anything? Anyone want to add anything? Okay, so just to make, oh yeah, we have another question. Go ahead.
Housing related, but if you want to add on.
No, that's fine.
We had some federal White House officials, I believe it was the Deputy Secretary for the Housing Department, visit Atlanta a few months ago. They talked about ways they could flex rules around federal housing money to make it easier for states and local governments to access. Can you talk about things that are being done in Congress that makes it easier to get money for projects like this?
Well, my office is always interested in increasing the flexibility that's necessary for local communities to access vital federal resources. And so I would need to follow up with you to understand which particular programs you're inquiring about.
It was related to COVID funds and things like that, and flexing the requirements around so there's different and a wider array of things that can be used.
Okay, well let's follow up and dig in on some of the particular programs you might have questions about. Thank you.
Do you have any more questions from press over here?
Okay, well, just to be absolutely clear, you can never be too clear. Today's announcement, I've appropriated $2 million to support this affordable housing project here in Browns Mill Village to support the construction of 20 new affordable homes in this beautiful neighborhood. I'm grateful to Habitat for Humanity and the City of Atlanta and our state partners for their cooperation, and thank you all so much for coming today. Thank you.